Sears. Good life, great price.
Friday, God is sending Joan to beauty school.
Ow!
But this is one makeover.
Notice anything?
What?
That's gonna get ugly.
I've been wearing the same clothes for 2 days. I am freeing myself from the media's ideals of beauty.
You're doing this by stinking?
Powers the pimple.
A new Joan of Arcadia, CBS Friday. Next Thursday.
I was on the internet last night. That's me.
A 16-year-old claims she was kidnapped as a child and sold to new parents.
You think that we kidnapped Serena? I don't know what to think.
But the truth is even stranger.
I want you to think about when you were 3 years old.
I don't want to do this anymore.
New Without a Trace, CBS next Thursday.
Tonight, dates all new with Mean Girls star Tina Fey, plus diving dogs on 53rd Street, and the top 10 perks of being the oldest woman in the world. Tonight, now your local news.
A killer is on the loose. It's a 7 on your side crime tracker alert.
Plus, it's the place you go for help. Tonight, an ER evacuates.
And homes along a North Carolina road won't have to move yet. The story straight ahead.
Good evening. Police say a man robs a bank, then he's jumped, beaten, and robbed. We don't get many crime reports like this.
Absolutely. Kimberly Bookman explains how Spartanburg police caught their first bank robbery suspect of the year in a matter of hours. That's tonight's top story. Kimberly?
Heather, when you take money out of a bank, you may come to an ATM like this, but police say that Dwight Black did not. He actually went inside the bank behind me, and a few hours later, they were able to relate him to a crime that happened right here. They say they couldn't have done it without citizens' help.
At 1:12 Thursday afternoon, Spartanburg police swarmed First Citizens Bank.
An individual has went into the bank, passed a note, demanding money and indicating that he had a gun and that he would use it if it was necessary.
The teller cooperates and the robber escapes with $1,400 in hand. But police say he doesn't get away undetected. Witnesses see him get into a silver Nissan and jot down the tag number. Police trace it.
The individual driving that car had actually taken someone to the bank, in his words, not knowing that the individual was there to rob the bank.
He, in turn, leads police to Carlisle Street, where he dropped the robber off. As police arrive at the neighborhood, they get a call from this woman reporting a break-in.
He just banging the chicken on my door and everything. I ran to my door and said, "Oh, Dr. D, you know what the hell you beating on my door?" So, about that time, he's pushing his way in past me.
Authorities say Dwight Black, the man wanted for robbing the bank, was the same person starting trouble in Wheeler's house. Police arrest him with a bruised eye, bloody nose, and many scars.
Erudicted.
Police say Black admitted to everything in a written statement. The statement says he robbed the bank to pay back money he owed a drug dealer. When he went to pay up, he was jumped by people in the neighborhood and tried to escape to Wheeler's home.
It really doesn't happen that often for us. We wish that we could do it in every instance.
Case closed less than 5 hours after it began.
But there is still one question that's looming, and that's what happened to the money that was stolen from this bank. Well, Black tells police that it was stolen from him when he was jumped. Investigators say they're still looking into this part of the story. For now, News Channel 7 is live in Spartanburg. Back to you.
Wow, Kimberly, thank you. Upstate police, meantime, are looking for a killer. In this 7 on your side crime tracker alert, take a good look at this picture. Danny Ray Paget is wanted for a murder in western Anderson County. Deputies say a passerby found a man dead in the front yard of a home on Opry House Road. We're told the victim was shot in the head. Paget was last seen driving away in a Hyundai Accent. If you have information, call the Anderson County Sheriff's Office. The number is 260-4400. Tonight, a local emergency room had to be evacuated. Late this afternoon at Palmetto Baptist Hospital in Easley, some patients and an employee started coughing and choking. A hazmat team did a sweep. They found nothing. Minutes later, people were allowed back in. Hospital administrators say it could have been pepper spray, but that can't be confirmed.
Well, if you're in Lawrence, you're probably wondering, when is my phone going to be fixed? Well, we checked, and Verizon says it should be restored by midnight. A Verizon supervisor says the company accidentally disconnected long-distance phone service, affecting about 4,000 people. But the good news, 911 service was not affected.
Well, from phones to highways, the Interstate 385 bridge over Stone Avenue in Greenville has to come down soon. Our Matthew Norden took a test drive to check an alternate route for you. Matthew took the Pleasantburg exit and he got stuck at a traffic light at East North Street, finally made it downtown in just over 12 minutes. That's twice as long as it took him to get there driving over the bridge, and it wasn't even rush hour. All the roads into Greenville will become more crowded when that bridge comes down. We'll let you know when the city's official detour plan is ready.
A new development involving a road project we've been following for you. Nearly 36 homes and businesses along a Hendersonville road won't have to move, at least for 2 more years. The expansion of Upward Road has been delayed until 2008, meaning the DOT will not buy the right-of-way until 2006. Widening the road to 4 or 5 lanes will require moving about 29 homes and 6 businesses, and it is a $26 million project. Well, despite an increase in sales, Spartanburg-based Denny's Restaurants reports a first quarter loss. The company says it lost nearly $9 million. That's for the first 3 months of the year.
The upstate's observance of the National Day of Prayer continued tonight in Spartanburg. I was honored to MC this prayer gathering at Evangel Cathedral. There were prayers for government, our courts, police and firefighters, the military, and for revival.
And we have beautiful weather just continuing.
Yes, lots of sun, really unseasonably warm weather. We're not supposed to be this warm this time of the year, but looks like more warm weather is on the way for tomorrow. So if you like today, I think you're going to like tomorrow as well. Well, our Advantage Live Doppler, nice and clear tonight. Again, we hardly had any clouds around today, and I think that'll be the case as we head through the day tomorrow. And we're not the only ones with clear skies tonight. Really, most folks across the south looking at clear skies. Just not a whole lot going on. Just a few high clouds moving across Florida here, a few other clouds in Virginia, and we saw a few during the day today, but right now we've got clear skies all around the area and still warm weather. Lots of 70s still showing up around the region. 71 is the current temperature at GSP. We have mid-70s from Atlanta over to Nashville. St. Louis is at 81. They were up to 90 today. And Cincinnati is 67, so you really have to go up into Canada to get into any real cool air, and the jet stream is just not going to be bringing any of that cool air in our direction, so we're going to continue to get warmer each afternoon. Right now it's Asheville at 67 degrees, 55 in Franklin, a little cooler there. Still very warm around the upstate, though. 71 is the temperature in Spartanburg, 74 in Greenville, 74 degrees at Clemson, and 71 degrees in Anderson. Just to give you an idea, 75 is our average high for this time of the year. So we're not supposed to be this warm. It's coming again tomorrow, though. High pressure parked very close to us for tonight. We'll keep our weather quiet through the overnight hours and through the day on Friday. We'll look for lots of sunshine during the day tomorrow. Very warm weather. To the north, we've got a front that's stationary, and it's going to kind of remain in the same place. It's going to stay stationary, and that's going to act as a focus for some rain around the Great Lakes into the northeast over the weekend. But all of that is staying out of our area as we head into Saturday. We'll look for some light winds. There's going to be a few clouds out there, but all in all, extremely quiet weather and very warm weather as well. Near record highs possible for tomorrow. Air quality not that great. Not a lot of air movement around to disperse the air pollutants, so they're going to get a chance to build up tomorrow. And we've got a code orange ozone alert in effect for the upstate as well as for the mountains. Air quality expected to be moderate tomorrow for the North Carolina valleys. And if you're sniffling and sneezing, it's probably because of pollen. We have high pollen for trees and also grass, and the mold is actually moderate. The TrueView forecast for tomorrow calls for, again, almost hot weather. I'll call it hot. Down to the south, we could see some 90s. 92 in Greenwood tomorrow, 91 in Abbeville, 84 for the high in Asheville, 89 for the high around Greenville and Spartanburg. Your 7-day forecast calls for milder weather to arrive next week. Unfortunately for us, we need some rain, but I don't see any good rain chances in our forecast until possibly Tuesday or Wednesday. And even at that, looks like chances are pretty slim.
Yeah, we're going to need it. You're right. Thanks, Christy. Pete's next with sports.
The Braves provide a rare treat on a down day. I'm Pete Hannity. We'll take a look up next in sports.
And your pick 3 numbers tonight, 474, and the pick 4, 7704.
UPN Movie Friday. Shaft is back.
Remember me?
Who breaks the rules?
You think that makes me less dangerous?
Who loves the ladies?
It's my duty to please that booty.
Who's the man?
You gotta lighten up, Shaft.
Samuel L. Jackson. Vanessa Williams. It's time to get it on. Shaft.
You got that?
Friday night at 8 on UPN 62. Buy one, buy two, and the third pair is free. It's the 1, 2, free sandal sale at Shoe Carnival, going on now. Let your feet soak up the sun as you soak in the savings. Sandals for the whole family, men, women, and children. You can mix them and match them as long as you buy two. The third pair's on us. The 1, 2, free sandal sale at Shoe Carnival. Brand name shoes and sandals for every walk of life.
Check out this from former Gamecocks Brett Quigley, round one, the Wachovia Championship in Charlotte. This ball has eyes at the par 5 15th, about 150 yards away. It's an eagle. He shoots a 6 under 66. He's 2 strokes off the lead of Kirk Triplett. Jay Haas-Greer is 7 strokes off the pace. Good evening, everybody. Well, the Braves were without 4 of their lineup regulars this afternoon, so the last thing they needed was to fall behind 3-0 in the first inning against the Padres. But that they do, and Khalil Green, the former Clemson Tiger, a prime culprit. He's in the leadoff spot today for San Diego, and out it goes. His first homer of the season. Pods get 3 in the first en route to a 7-3 win. Lone bright spot, first and second, nobody out, 8th inning. Kerry Robinson. Michael Hessman starts it, a triple play. You just saw a triple play. Braves, though, fall under 500. Elsewhere, Dodgers tonight, they've got a guy named Paul LaDuca on their team. He's usually a catcher. He was in left field, and it showed. L.A. getting a 3-0 lead. Florida gets back in it, but the Dodgers go on to the victory. 9-4 is the final. G-Braves fall to 6-21 of the season. They lose at Carolina and Asheville, a 3-1 win in Charleston. By the way, one of Clemson's top pitchers, Jason Birkin, left season-ending elbow surgery. Elsewhere, Atlanta prep basketball star Randolph Morris picking Kentucky over Georgia Tech for college. Finally, let's show you high school soccer tonight, 3A playoffs. Couple of big matches. Eastside gets the goal out of Edwin Rengifo on its way to the 7-0 win against Ren. Sean Simmons also gets the tally. And Riverside is #1 in the state. They were home tonight against the Bobcats of Seneca and Pat Bueno, which means well. And that was a very nice goal for Riverside, and they knock off the Bobcats. So Riverside and Eastside, a couple of teams just down the street and around the corner from each other, go at it in the next round on Saturday.
Yeah, and Pete, we want to congratulate you on today being named officially the voice of Clemson Tigers football and basketball. We're real proud of you. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Look forward to it.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Have a good night.
Hi, this is Vic Bailey III, here to tell you about spring's biggest price break. The $17,995 Grand Marquis is back. That's right, all the room, comfort, and safety for just $17,995. And just as exciting, the 2004 Lincoln Town Car up to $10,000 off sticker. And be sure you ask about 0% financing while you're here. So come see us today at 400 East Daniel Morgan Avenue in Spartanburg.
The Belk Mother's Day sale. Great gifts at great prices throughout the store. All Kim Rogers box jewelry from classic to contemporary, now $9.99. Cool, comfortable cotton summer sweaters, $19.99. A set of 2 Gorham crystal candlesticks, just $9.99. 25 to 40% off all sleepwear by Mom's favorites, including Jockey and other famous makers. For gifts she'll love, the Mother's Day sale at Belk.
Yeah, everything we do at Belk is all for you.
Hi again, I'm Jamie Simpson here at Rug & Home, and $2.99 is back and bigger than ever. Look at this mansion-sized rug, priced to go at $279. Either one of these gorgeous rugs, regularly $1,000, now 80% off at $199. Oriental Reef Productions priced to go at $129, and Runners priced at $119. These are set aside for this sale only. Sisal Rug is on sale for the first time at $299, and we even have Mary Kate and Ashley at $199. So I'll see you soon at Rug & Home.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
There's a struggle in our country today. What it means to be an American is under attack.
And to the republic.
Liberal judges in California want to take the words "under God" out of our Pledge of Allegiance.
One nation, under God.
If they take those words out of our pledge, even if it takes a constitutional amendment, I'll fight to put them back in. I'm David Beasley. I approve this message because I believe we have to stand up for what's right.
With flashes of light, a blocked artery is reopened without surgery. It's laser angioplasty, and in this region it's only done at Greenville Memorial Hospital. Heart care to a higher standard. A non-surgical way to correct congenital heart defects. Only a select few can perform it, and it's done at Greenville Memorial Hospital. Expertise to a higher standard. Over 6,000 cardiovascular procedures performed each year with outstanding open heart success rates. Greenville Memorial Hospital. Experience to a higher standard. This is the world of academic medicine in practice. Teams of cardiovascular specialists researching, innovating, redefining what medicine can be. There's no other hospital quite like it. Greenville Memorial Hospital. Health care to a higher standard.
This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by Union Chrysler Dodge Jeep. From News Channel 7, this is a Campaign 2004 Voice of the Voters special. Here's Tom Crabtree.
And welcome to this News Channel 7 Campaign 2004 special. Our Voice of the Voter project means just that. We give you the opportunity to ask the candidates questions about the issues you care about. Tonight we're taking your questions directly to the candidates vying for the Republican nomination in South Carolina's 4th Congressional District. They are Jack Adams, Bob Inglis, and Carol Wells. Candidates, we thank all of you for being with us tonight. Thank you. Our first question this evening comes from a viewer voicemail. Eileen in 96 is asking, what do the candidates plan to do about improving Medicare and providing health insurance for people who cannot afford it? Now, a report out this week shows at least 1 in 6 working adults in South Carolina is uninsured. And private employees in South Carolina will pay as much as 20% more for health insurance this year. So the health insurance issue is certainly a very important one. It's on a lot of people's minds. Mr. Adams, what would you do to fix this problem?
Well, the first thing we have to do is get the illegal immigrants out of here, which will lower our health costs. Health insurance has become a vital issue to everyone in this nation. We have to work hard to also get tax reform. We have to get these exorbitant prices or things that the lawyers are getting.
All right, let's hear now from the candidate beside you, Mr. Inglis. What do you think?
Well, I think that we've got a great, exciting opportunity, really, with health savings accounts available only this year, beginning this year. And what it gives us an opportunity to do is have a backup policy for the big things and then a health savings account for the little things. I think that's the best solution that we found, and one that will really work for people that are currently uninsured in South Carolina, and will also work in the Medicare context if we can just get it moved into the Medicare area.
All right, Mrs. Wells, the Medicare health insurance issue, what would you do about it?
Well, to start with, I agree. This is a good thing, the health insurance savings accounts. I believe everybody should have a chance to be in control of their own destiny. And I think this is one of the things that does it. People that are on Medicare, we're going to have to help. But we have to check this out. The federal government is not supposed to be taking care of everything for everybody. It's supposed to take care of our national defense.
All right, we'll move on now to our next issue. News Channel 7 has teamed up with the Herald Journal to find out how you feel about the issues facing officials at the local, state, and national level. You've probably seen a newspaper much like the one I'm holding with a survey in here. We want to talk with you more about that in just a moment, because our next question is going to come from this survey. Candidates, do you think the government is taking the right steps to protect America from terrorism? Homeland Security spending has doubled since before the 9/11 terror attacks to more than $41 billion a year. But the Congressional Budget Office says a lot of that money is for non-Homeland Security activities, including disaster relief, immigration services. How about it, Mr. Inglis? Are we getting the most for our security money?
Well, we certainly need to focus on that, and you need to make sure that the money is actually being spent on things that will make a difference in terms of protecting the homeland. I think that one thing we need to make sure of, though, is we don't have a false sense that we're going to be able to solve every risk out there. We live in an open and free society. We want to continue to do that. That involves some risk, taking some risk, because we are a free society. But the government can do its best, particularly with some visa kind of test with fingerprints and that sort of thing that really will make a difference.
All right, Mrs. Wells, the question to you, Homeland Security.
I think that our government is doing all that they know to do at this time. We are spending monies that don't need to be spent on a lot of things that they could turn it around. We need more law enforcement. We're using our National Guard, and they're going to be very important that we have to guard our borders and check who's coming in and who's going out.
Okay, Mr. Adams, Homeland Security spending, are we getting the most for our money?
Probably not. I think we ought to put a no vacancy sign on our borders. We ought to round up all of the illegal immigrants and send them back to their homelands. Then we can start regulating the people that come back into this country. No way can we continue on the course that we're going now, open borders.
All right, our next question tonight is coming from a viewer email. John N. Greer has written to us. He wants to know, what is your opinion on free trade? South Carolina's textile industry alone lost 4,000 jobs last year. Some say foreign competition, particularly from China, is to blame. Mrs. Wells, we're going to start with you. Free trade, fair trade. It's a sore subject for some Republicans. What do you think?
It really is, and we are a global economy. We have to have trade. We have big companies like BMW and Michelin, but we're going to have fair trade, and I think before any more rules are passed or any more legislation is taken care of, that we need to make sure that people are abiding by what's happening now. We have not lost our jobs to capitalism, but we've lost them to unfair trade practices.
All right, Mr. Adams, what do you say on this?
Unfair trade practices, Carol is right. I would put a tariff on the imports, back on the imports. I wouldn't mind paying $2 or $3 more for a shirt or a pair of pants or T-shirt if it was made in America. Americans have to, we have to look after America first. I could care less about the rest of the countries.
All right, how about you, Mr. Inglis?
Well, there's a spectrum between free trade that doesn't exist and fair trade that, free trade that doesn't exist and then protectionism doesn't work. And somewhere in the middle is a very responsible position, I think, that says we want to trade for advantage, though. We want to win in that trading contest with the rest of the world. And so the key to that is to do some things internationally, to not trade naively or theoretically, and to do some things domestically. And that means reduce our taxes, our regulatory burden, and our litigation burden. If we do those things, then I think that we can compete with the world. But we must do those two things in order to get there.
Okay, again, this is a News Channel 7 forum featuring the candidates for the Republican nomination in South Carolina's 4th Congressional District. Our next question comes from our Voice of the Voter survey again. Should the Federal Communications Commission adopt more stringent controls over the material allowed on television and radio? Some lawmakers say this year's Super Bowl halftime show represents exactly what's wrong with TV these days. And of course, last month, faced with a potential fine of nearly $500,000, the nation's largest radio chain dropped shock jock Howard Stern. So, Mr. Adams, how should the FCC crack down without inhibiting free speech?
Well, I think they already have the laws on the books to interpret what is right to send across the airways. If they would just enforce those laws to the fullest, you wouldn't have a problem.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mr. Inglis, what do you say on this?
I think that the FCC is taking the right direction with stronger penalties for violations, and that's the right direction.
All right. Ms. Wells?
I agree. They're moving in the right direction, but you know, the real answer would be if the people quit watching the programs where all these things are happening, they'd change them real fast.